If you're about to write an offer with a VA loan, there's a rule that changed a month ago that could be the difference between winning the house and losing it to someone else. Most agents still have no idea it happened. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact change that's about to win you the house in a bidding war and the one that did not change that can still cost the deal. And I'm going to tell you exactly what an appraisal will cost right now. So let's get into it. You see, for years, there's been myths floating around real estate. Agents, sometimes even other loan officers, steer veterans away from their VA benefit, and the reason almost always comes back to the appraisal in some capacity. The VA's too picky, VA's too strict, property requirements that will kill your deal. This is simply just an appraisal excuse, and it's the single most common way a veteran gets talked out of the best loan product in this country. And to be fair, a lot of it came from rules that were genuinely outdated. Chip paint, radon gas requirements, property conditions that had nothing to do with whether the home was actually safe to live in. Those rules created delays, added cost, and gave agents an easy excuse to push you toward a conventional loan instead, or even gave an excuse to the seller to go and accept a different offer because the borrower on the other side was using a different loan type. Before I keep going, I want to ask you something. Has a real estate agent ever told you that doing a VA loan is going to be harder because of something like maybe the appraisal, or that you should look at other loan options, or that using the VA loan in this market is just going to be too difficult? If that's happened to you, can you comment below? Let me know yes or no. Let me know your story because I'd love to hear from you. And I promise you, you're more than likely not going to be the only one. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why they said that and why they were wrong. So let's get into exactly what changed one at a time. First, radon. The VA removed the radon gas requirement. The old rule triggered test and mitigation that slowed your closing down. That requirement is gone as a condition. The second thing is paint. And this is a big one. Chipped or peeling paint used to be able to hold up your loan until you got it repainted. The VA narrowed that down. Cosmetic paint issues on newer homes and on detached structures like sheds and garages should create far fewer deal-killing conditions. I want to be precise here because some people may miss this or overstate it. The paint rule is not completely gone. Lead-based paint on older homes is still a real safety concern. What changed is the scope got a lot narrower. The VA also streamlined a handful of smaller things. Detached improvements, non-vented heaters, some jurisdiction rules that used to create confusion for appraisers, which means there's less gray area and fewer surprise conditions on your appraisal. And here's the thing, I'm not just trying to spin this favorably. The VA said it themselves. They want to reduce delays, cut outdated rules, and help veteran homebuyers move faster in a competitive market. That's straight from them. Now, here's something that might actually surprise you. If these changes have been live since May 1st, why does your agent still talk like the old rules apply? Because the VA's own training material for appraisers was written before this update, and the new version is still rolling out. Nobody's hiding anything from you. The training just hasn't caught up yet, and that's exactly why it matters who you work with. Here's a number worth knowing. As of this update, the average VA appraisal is taking about 7 business days. That's right in line with conventional. So the next time an agent tells a seller a VA offer is going to slow things down or make them more complicated, that's simply just an excuse. Now, I have to be straight with you. The 7 days is a national average. If you're buying somewhere remote, plan for longer. Places like Alaska are averaging 21 days. Parts of the Mountain West and rural counties run 12 to 15 business days. So it's important to know your market. If you would like me to tell you exactly how long appraisals are taking in your market and how much they cost, comment below your county and state. And make sure it's the county, not the city, because it will not give me the right information if I don't know the county. One more thing on timing, and I want to get this exactly right because the VA is specific about it. If your deal needs a rush or priority appraisal, that gets negotiated between your lender and the appraiser, not you. And by VA rule, that fee can never be charged to the veteran. It also has to be initiated by the lender, not the appraiser reaching out asking for more money. So if you've ever been told to pay extra out of pocket to speed things up, that's now how it works. That's something your lender pushes for, not something that comes out of your pocket. What makes this also a really cool feature is because previously there was no way to rush an appraisal or request it to be done faster. You just had to live with whatever the turn times were. So to put it together, here's why this matters for you. Every one of those old rules was a chance for your appraisal to come back subject to repairs, which means renegotiation, delays, and sometimes a deal falling apart completely. Stripping out the outdated ones means a cleaner path from offer to closing. In a competitive market, a smoother, faster VA appraisal is real leverage you didn't have a few months ago. But here's the piece nobody talks about. All of this, the faster turn times, the fewer conditions, none of it matters if the person representing you doesn't know how to use it. There is a massive difference between a real estate agent who is trying to help you find a home and a real estate agent who is trying to help you use the VA loan that you've earned. Too many veterans make the mistake of choosing the realtor they think is looking out for them when what they actually need is someone who knows how to negotiate on their behalf. Sure, negotiating price matters, but if your agent isn't also negotiating on your behalf directly to the listing agent, making the case why the seller should accept a VA offer in the first place, you are severely handicapped. That conversation with the other side is just as important as the number on the contract that you're trying to get them to accept. If you want help finding someone like that, click the link below. I have a network of over 25,000 real estate agents nationwide, and I can get you in contact with somebody regardless of where you are located geographically that will help work on your behalf as your real estate agent and be a VA knowledgeable real estate agent. Okay, remember what I told you at the start? This is that part, the one that actually protects you. The rules loosening does not mean you should do less homework. Here are 3 mistakes veterans are already making because they heard VA got easier and assumed too much. Mistake number 1 is skipping the inspection. The VA itself tells you this: an appraisal is not a home inspection. It's checking value and basic minimum standards, not doing a deep dive into your roof, your HVAC, your foundation, or your plumbing. Get a real home inspection every single time. The appraisal getting easier is not a reason to skip it. Mistake number 2 is assuming value risk went away. Less friction on the condition of the home does not mean less friction on the price. If your appraisal comes in low, your options are the same 3 they've always been. First, it's renegotiating price with the seller. Second is requesting a reconsideration of value. And third, bringing in the cash to cover the gap. Mistake number 3 is assuming every requirement vanished. Things like termite and wood destroying insect rules were not touched by this update at all. Depending on where you're buying, that report can still be required. This update does not erase location-based requirements. It just cleaned up outdated condition rules. So know your market. Now let's talk money, because I want to be the guy who tells you the whole story. Along with these changes, the VA adjusted the appraisal fees in some regions. For most of the country, you're looking at roughly $650 to $850 for a single family VA appraisal. Depending on your state and county, a few high-cost areas like Alaska and Hawaii run higher. So yes, in some places, the appraisal got slightly more expensive, but put that in perspective. That's a small cost increase in exchange for fewer rules that used to blow up deals. One more thing before you go. The VA making things easier is one story. There's a separate legislation moving through Washington right now that could affect fees on the refinance and the assumption side. That's a different conversation, and I'll break it down soon once things get a little bit more set in stone. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Here's what I want you to do. If you're a veteran or active duty, and an agent has been steering you away from the VA benefit because of the appraisal, send them this video and let the update do the talking. And then if you want some help, reach out to me directly. I will look at your situation, run real numbers, and structure your VA loan the right way with none of the excuses. My information is linked down below. The last thing I want to leave you with is the most important thing on this channel, and that's Jesus loves you and he paid the ultimate price for your life. So if you turn to him, trust in him, and believe in him, he has a beautiful plan and purpose for you. I'll see you in the next one.